This is a pretty short esports tower today. Welcome to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble and Rocket League, broadcasting from the Boise State Esports Arena. Tonight we crown our first spring champion. The Stingrays are locked in the grand finals, so who will come from the lower finals to face off for the title? I'm your host Jacob Palmer, joined by Artemis Rain, following all of the action for you tonight. And Artie, I understand from the teams that we have here that this is an interesting rumble because we have a high school joining the fray as well.
Yeah, we don't typically have high schools back inside Esports Tower very often, but it's a really good opportunity for them to kind of understand where they stand versus what they believe they'll be going up against. We've had a lot of teams that come into Esports Tower from high school with the opportunity to practice, learn, get better, and it really does present them with a lot of those. And these teams have gone on to win their state championships or their regional championships because of the time that they spent with the Esports Tower players. So it's a really awesome learning opportunity, and it's great to see high schools joining back into the Esports Tower Rumbles like this.
Well, let's see how it's all turned out so far, because we have our overall lineup of teams. The Lynxes, Stingrays, Hammerheads, and Byron Center High. And this is where the bracket looked at as we left it last week. You can see the Stingrays, as I said earlier, have the grand final spot. Now it's up to Byron Center to go up against the Hammerheads. Whoever will win that will go on to face the Lynxes and then on to the Stingrays. And of course, if either Byron Center or Hammerheads want to make a run at the grand finals, then they'll have to follow Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League. Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League are to create mistakes, punish overcommits, play off the walls better, and demo to disrupt. It's all brought to you by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched up with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Well, we kick off the night with a winner-take-all best-of-one lower bracket semifinals between the Hammerheads and Byron Center. So no long haul here. No even series, it's just one and done. So
no safety net.
No safety net. Either the team is going to show up or go home. So
I mean, Byron Center is looking to go up against those that knocked them down into this lower bracket. So they are definitely hungry for a second opportunity, where the Hammerheads have to then take on the very team that sent them down here right away. So we'll have to see who is thirsting for revenge more as we go to this first kickoff.
First kickoff's going to head over toward Hammerhead's territory as the area holding down the front post. It's going to move up slightly. Shot from Byron Center, putting more pressure on Hammerheads, and it just goes off to the left. Area is going to try to push a shot over to the right. Now a dribble up the field. Lefty is trying to interfere with it. Byron Center heads back up the field. For 30 seconds. That's one shot on goal, but nothing much after that.
Area manages to get the ball around one of the Byron Center players in the field. However, it's already back to the pitch, right? It's going to be popped up with Sicko, sends it towards the net. Attempted save from the left, he does not make contact, and that is the first goal for the Hammerheads.
Now as we head to the second kickoff, heads are going to beat Byron Center to it. Tony is demo. He's moving in. Area centers it. Sicko just gets one touch on it, but the ball goes flying off to the side. And did they overextend? Areas there to rotate back in and be credited with the save.
Two defenders for Byron Center attempt to get ball possession, but I think they thwarted each other's attempts. We have a pinch off the state, goes towards the net, and be saved by Area again, and we think it's back to the team just in time. Sicko threads it through to frontline defenders for Byron Center from midfield stripe. There's no one home just yet. Can they get it around two? They will not. The touch is taken away. Tony goes forward, takes it off by Area, puts the ceiling, drops down midfield stripe, back to the center third for Hammerheads.
Lefty moving in for the shot on goal and almost whips it. Two of them whip it. And Hammerheads just trundle away from that. I'm so surprised that didn't go in.
That's now in front of the ball. Still here inside Hammerhead territory. Lefty has an opportunity to set this back up for their team. They decide to not grab the boost. They're going to push it just forward to a teammate. Unfortunately, it bounces off a Hammerhead as well. Now it's into the defense third mark for Byron Center. Lefty's going to elevate, look to get it over one, but they don't go far enough. State might be able to snag this off the wall. They do bring it to midfield stripe. Their teammate tries to give it a little extra boost. Are they going to be able to pass the pass two? Oh, Jaegers. We're just going to say that that was an entire Hammerhead goal.
Seems fine to me. Hammerheads now up 2. Two of them commit on the kickoff. They're slightly in favor for the Hammerheads. Yep, puts a shot toward the goal. Tony tries to follow up. A demo onto Area.
Elevate, try to pop it to Area. No, it goes to Sicko, who brings it to the backboard. There's no defenders there for Byron Center. Played off that back wall again. It's going to go to State, but State decides to rotate further back. Comes forward finally, sending it to Sicko on the side. Going to pop up and elevate. Look to give it to Area for a give and go, but it's just a tick away from the goal by the Byron Center defenders.
A little over 2 minutes left in this first game, and Byron Center is struggling to get any sort of momentum. Tony puts a shot on his front post. Is there a follow-up? Lighting up, just finds himself spinning in the air, and Byron Center has yet another setup whip for them. State sets it up for Sicko, trying to put a shot toward the goal. You got 2 from Byron Center on front post. Tony on the back. He is able to save it. State is going to rotate back. Play a bit of defense for the Hammerheads.
Brings it off the back wall, elevates the midfield stripe. Doesn't get the flip reset, can't maintain control. Is pinched off the ground towards the net from midfield. And that's Byron Center putting himself on board. 95 seconds remaining. Still plenty of time to equalize goals, but Hammerheads want another goal to guarantee security. Just to make sure they'll go to overtime.
Area shot on goal quick, and that's going to get the Hammerheads back with their 2-goal lead. Nothing ever happened.
Another double commit off the kickoff. Quite a field open now for the Hammerheads. Not entirely sure if it's planned every single time or if it's just miscommunication, but it's not really done just yet.
Shot, it's up high, off the backboard to follow up, and Byron Center finds one. Back within 1 goal.
Where were the other 2 Hammerhead players? Our first defender went up, made the first save. You can't expect them to completely 180 and make the second. Okay. All right.
Seems Area is just kind of Area's the negation for any goal that Byron Center gets.
Apparently, Area's just trying to go into a more offensive swing and then letting that goal happen, and then just like, okay, I'm going to do it again, but this time I'm going to score.
Setting a shot up the state. Lefty moving up the field, but is running right into Area. There's less than a minute left. Nothing time for Byron Center to make a move. They'd have to score one in the next 20 seconds, I'd say.
Remember, this is all they get. There is no safety net. This is the best of one series. And right now, Hammerhead is leading by 25 seconds left on the clock. They're looking to go against the Lynxes and then go up against the Stingrays shortly thereafter. We'll have to wait and see if their dreams are going to come through, or Byron Center is going to be able to score 2 goals in the next 12 seconds, give or take, as we have the first attempt thwarted away for the Hammerheads. Now they're forced to rotate back. Byron Center at midfield with possession, but 3 seconds remain. I think Hammerheads are just looking to run this timer out.
That's going to do it for the game. Hammerheads win that one and move on to the next round. Well, of course, one of the events you're going to want to check out are March's Gauntlet Games LAN, hosted at Akron University. This free event offers players a chance to compete in both Rocket League and Fortnite in the state-of-the-art Akron Esports Arena. Score university swag and other fantastic prizes. Sign up at esportstower.com/gauntletgamesakron. All right, so the Hammerheads take down Byron Center, advance to the lower finals versus the Lynxes. A very quick one-and-done game. And so we will be back with the lower finals, see who is moving on to the grand finals. But we're going to be taking a short break and then be back with the next round right after this. So don't go away. We'll be back with more Esports Tower Rocket League.
Idaho Central Credit Union, looking after your daily balance. Home is where you hang your hat, snuggle up, hide out. Home is when you're with the ones you love. It isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. At Idaho Central Credit Union, our home is Idaho. We grew up here, and we're proud to help more Idahoans with their home loan than any other financial institution. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe home is where you make it.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Back to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Rocket League. We're deciding who's going to get a shot at the Stingrays in the grand finals. It's time for the Hammerheads and Lynx to face off in our lower bracket finals. And it will be a best of 5 to determine. Should be a very competitive match between these two teams. My name is Jacob Palmer. I'm your host, and I am joined by Artemis Rain, calling all Rocket League action for you here today. And Artie, we have a lot to talk about these two teams. and why they are such good matches for each other. But just to bring the scope out a little bit on players who are no longer in Esports Tower, we'd want to give a quick moment to congratulate all of the Esports Tower club members who have graduated from their clubs and been offered scholarships across the country. Over the last 3 months, Esports Tower club members have received over $4.5 million in scholarship awards. These students have not only worked hard on their in-game play, but also academically, and have earned these scholarship opportunities. They are hard workers and have earned these scholarships. They're talented, hardworking, and driven. We could not be more excited and proud to see all the opportunities these players are getting. All right, so as these two teams, Hammerheads and Lynxes, prepare to face off against each other, what is kind of your opening advice to both of them?
Make sure we know who's going for the kickoff. If you know the rules of Rocket League, there is a rule 2 and there's a rule 1. So make sure that you're not both attempting to go for that kickoff, because it definitely can leave your midfield completely open, or it could leave your back post open. Additionally, I think we need to focus on backboard defense and not just wait for the ball to drop, because that is, I think, where a lot of these esports star teams start to make mistakes, is they believe they don't have to go for the backboard touch, and instead they get dunked on.
Well, in addition to Artie's pointers, we also have Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League. Doc's keys to the game is going to be to create mistakes, punish overcommits, play off the walls better, and demo to disrupt. It's brought to you by Esports Tower. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched up with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Well, who will advance to the lower bracket and take on the Stingrays in the grand finals? We're going to see the Hammerheads are going to be the orange team, and the Lynxes are going to be in the blue. So we're just about ready to head down to the first match in this best of 5. We'll see who gets the better of the kickoff, maybe who can score a quick goal. I got to say, Area is really kind of running the wheelhouse in that department so far.
Yeah, the response goals were definitely strong from Area last game. So if you score on Area, just know the Area is therefore going to score on you in about 10 seconds thereafter. So be ready and get set up for that.
Lynxes want to get a revenge shot at the Stingrays in the grand finals after they had a loss in the upper finals. And we also want to give you a reminder to sign up for the Gauntlet Games at Akron Esports. We were talking about a little bit about that before the first break. Remember, just once again, that it is hosted at the state-of-the-art Akron University. It's a free event that offers players a chance to compete in both Rocket League and Fortnite in the state-of-the-art Akron Arena. So scan the QR code right now to find out how you can sign up for the Gauntlet Games. And we're now ready to get into the first match. Hammerheads versus Lynxes. Who's going to get off to that quick start, and will it be all for naught if quick goals are scored in response? Thanks to Area on the Hammerheads. Let's get down to the field and see how the first kickoff goes. Now it's going to be placed on goal by the Hammerheads, putting them into the early lead.
Now we had Sicko drop it off the back wall and barely flick it to State. And then the upper right corner, both defenders were out of the way. Nothing left to protect it from going in.
Next kickoff slightly in favor of the Hammerheads. State moving with the air dribble, trying to center it. Sicko's going to keep the play going. Ball's going to be moved off to the side by side. Quick shot on goal, and just kind of quick dunk into the goal. Going to even things up. Ball, and now we head to the next kickoff. Looks like it's left on the clock. Plenty of time to go. State with a possible great sheet. He's going to find himself it off to the side, leaving for Mustard for a push up field. Mustard runs right into Tony, and that forces a switch in retreat. Yeah, back to himself. Teammate pops demo.
The ball is already crossing midfield to the right. Now the defensive third for the Hammerheads. Not sure if that Demo really did too much to punish the defense, but now Popsor once again is going to get Demo's shot on goal, deflected by Switch. It's on the ground. Mustard Flick is going to send it into the defensive third from Hammerhead. First touch from State, followed up by Sicko to bring it into the corner. Popsor now out for revenge. Pop the ball in the middle, off the back wall. Switch follows up, and it's pinched off of State's car, ends up in the net.
Sometimes you gotta go for the save to take some effort, even if it had bounced off the State's car so fast that it probably would have made a difference. Next kickoff, both teams try to cheat it. In favor of the Lynxes, though, set them up for another goal. Slightly in their favor. That puts them in a 3-1 lead.
These early game leads are always a little bit of a double-edged sword, though, because you want to have that lead in late game, you know, past that 2-minute, 30-second mark. When you have a 2-goal lead and we only have a minute and 20 seconds, give or take, off the clock, that's plenty of time for this team to bring it back in their favor, but not if they whiff a kickoff. Thankfully, it did go a little bit wide of the net. Sicko's going to be able to get a touch, bring it to midfield. Looks like State's going to be there for the follow-up touch, but Mustard Flick is there first. Pops it up to Popsor, who's going to send it towards the net. Makes the initial save. It clears it to the side. Switch, not giving up on this opportunity just yet.
Shot is going to be pushed up high into the air. Tony back. Bump into each other. And State Mustard 50, but a lot of whipping going on right now. That's leaving the ball to kind of dance around midfield, still up for grabs.
Switch sends it to the side. Looks like Mustard's going to chase. Sicko attempted to, but couldn't even make contact. Ends up getting sent to the shadow realm on top of that by Mustard. Now State now elevating. Never mind. Just going to play it into the corner onto the ground to get it around one. Can't get it past Switch. It's at the midfield stripe. Sicko has to go for this challenge against Switch. They both elevate. Mustard was the one to beat them in the air, and State will find an opportunity to steal it away. Pops back up to State midfield just to right. Get a couple touches in the air, but grounds it right by Switch. Is out of the play. Tony now plays it to the back wall. Mustard Flick is going to be the one to go after it.
Side. Back over to the midfield stripe. Popsor and gets a centering shot. Switch answers it back. Has to go 2-on-1. He gets a shot on it. Back to midfield. State is able to stop it. With the air dribble, and Switch has it on the ground.
Mustard drops it down to Popsor. Tony decides to abandon any opportunity to steal that one away without having it lose. Popsor has Sicko with pressure on their tires. They're forced to give it up. State flicks it towards that top crossbar. Tony comes in for the kill shot. They can't find the net as Mustard Flick clears to the side. Switch at midfield stripe's going to send it to Mustard Flick. He doesn't get a touch on it. Instead, State tries to play it off the wall for themselves and whiffs the secondary touch. So Sicko is looking to refuel the play here in the defensive third.
A lovely header.
The ball high. Solid defense by the Lynxes. Sicko can place a shot on his goal. It's stopped off the crossbar. Follow up by Tony. Nice play. Doesn't.
60 seconds left on the clock.
1 minute left in this match. Shot by Mustard. Goes over the Hammerheads. What's the Lynxes' 3-goal game?
About 1 minute remaining. I don't foresee the Hammerheads being able to close this gap. They might be able to get to striking distance, just get a little bit of morale, not to end the game on a 1-goal scoreline. But unlike our first game today, this is a best-of-5 series, so if things go right in this first one, there's plenty of opportunities to bring it back. There's quite a large safety net.
Popsor. State has it. Pushes it into the goal.
Absolutely magnificent goal.
Pretty odd.
I mean, I know Popsor got demoed, but there's still, 66% of the team is still outstanding, and definitely whomever passed the Mustard did not have pressure.
Sicko shot off to the side. Follows it up, and Mustard takes it away from him. Clear.
Oh!
And that's way back over the other side of the field.
30 seconds left on the clock.
get away with that.
What a save!
Front post, saved by Sicko. Now this is open, purely open for Switch.
Magnificent goal!
That's probably going to do it.
Most definitely a nail in the coffin. I'm going to fully admit to you now, so everyone's aware, I despise cross-map goals. Just because it means someone messed up on the offense that then had to turn into defense very quickly. It's, you know, that midfield presence is very important, and if that stuff happens frequently, it kind of is a telltale sign of what we're getting, or there is no midfield. Now that being said, thankfully there was no goal after that initial clear, but I did have a minor heart attack. Got 2 seconds remaining, 1 second, 5-2. Definitely going to be the Lynxes walk away here. Game 1 victory in all rounds. Yes, Lynxes get that first one. Best of luck to the Hammerheads to bring it back in their favor. If not, Lynxes will put themselves at series point after the next one.
And it wasn't just the cross-field goal, too. We saw State, one of the goals that the Hammerheads got that the Lynxes had fully overcommitted and had no one defending on the goal. So it's a problem with both teams. We're not quite seeing the quick rotations to back posts that we're used to.
I totally understand getting greedy and wanting goals and things of that nature, but what's the risk that you are putting up there? When is it worth the reward? There's a saying that I use quite often that apparently is not used by a lot of people, but is the juice worth the squeeze in that instance? I have to ask you, is anyone else familiar with this phrase, or is it just me?
It's a well-known saying that I just made up.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Nerdy.
Google it.
I held the carrot over a vat of acid,
Google
rhetorically
it, please.
speaking. Anyway, you want to hear another saying that I just made up?
What?
So, you know that there's a lot of ships, that are, like, valuable, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you were to see a solid gold-plated ship, that you would call that valuable, right?
Yeah.
Now, what about a ship made out of diamonds?
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be valuable, too. But you know what? They aren't the most valuable ships. You know what is the most valuable ship?
One that floats?
Friendship. Game 2 coming up in this best of 5. Hammerheads versus Lynxes. Let's get down to the field and find out who is going to move to match point, because there is an opportunity that the Lynxes off that early win do move on to match point.
In case you guys weren't aware, yes, Jacob and I are very good friends, and that was very cute and wholesome. And I was not prepared for it after that carrots and stick thing that he just pulled over on me regarding the juice worth the squeeze, man.
First kickoff, slight in, well, no, neither team gets really a hold of it, so it's up for grabs. Swin, shot, but it's going to go on goal. It's going to credit him with a shot on goal, and credit Sicko with the save.
I guess that's their play. It's a little weird, but Switch is going to be the one to get the first goal anyway. I don't know. It makes my eye twitch. I understand that it is a play that you can go into, but doing it every time, I'm basically pretty sure almost every single kickoff we've seen from the Hammerheads is a double commit. I think they need to change it up to a weave it. There we go.
That improvement, but the Lynxes are quick on their counterattack. No one there, and Sicko is able to stop the play before it gets any uglier. That's a great little tap by Popsaur. Set things up for Mustard in the corner. Switch the shot on goal off the backboard. Now it's back to Sicko. Shot past the goal mark. Plenty of time now for the Hammerheads to go on the counter.
Mustard off the back wall, sends it forward, loses control, stays around it. Switch snags it away, gets pushed off of the play. Ball goes wide of the net. Still an opportunity here for the Lynxes to try to make something happen. Mustard sends it towards the net. State off the back wall, clears towards the side. So we have Popsaur sends to the Shadow Realm. Ball in front of the Lynxes, in front of the Hammerheads' goal. Doesn't find anything. Popped up again. Still inside the defensive third for the Hammerheads.
What a save!
Made a shot back towards center field. Popsaur takes it. Shot is wide, however. The altitude. Well, State with a pass to Sicko. This could be greatly set up, and it is! Nice to see a plan come together.
Popsaur trying to rotate it. Couldn't get there in time. We are equalized with about 90 seconds off that clock.
Next kickoff shot goes through. Head over
What
to
a
Switch.
save!
Shot on goal. And Sicko has been right there with a lot of saves so far. Dude, so far in this game. More impressive.
What a
Shot could be placed on the post. Made by Mustard quick. Up, Mustard. Play another tap on the ground. It's high up in the air, and he will get it. It's going to be. He takes a shot to Switch and bounces off of him. Keeps the side control going for the Lynxes.
Mustard gets it past two members at midfield strike. Tony and just manages to get it away from Switch for a few moments. State's going to play it off their own back high backboard. It works out, but then Mustard comes right back in, steals possession away, has the opportunity to flick it in, finds it. That is another goal for the Lynxes.
That's just constant the scene of Sicko was right there, but a lot of these goals have kind of just been forced in by players not taking area shots, just driving right behind the ball. Yep. About halfway through the second game. Get over to Tony. State tries to get a redirect.
Ball sent into the corner by Sicko. Flips back forward. State sends it to midfield. Mustard stops it. Pops it to Switch. Switch looks to get it past Tony. Tries to get it past Sicko. Can't quite steal that ball back away. Now it's right. Mustard racing back again. He's getting it sent to the Demolition and respawn. Elevation from State to steal the ball away from Switch. Pops short midfield strike. It's just back in the car on the ball. We have Sicko once again take a shot, but it's too low. Wide. State tries to set it up again. There's not enough momentum on the ball. Stop it. It's cleared out by Papa.
Placement shot over to the far corner. On the side, it goes to Switch, flying right past him. Mustard is there. Demo on to Papasaur. A lot of them going out onto the Lynxes. A whole bunch of chaos in front of their own goal.
We have two players who kind of sit in midfield, so he's going to have the ball roll through that. There's too many bounces wide, sent away. Switch rushes through one. State cuts back in. Sends it to Sicko. Up and up to get it around Papasaur, and it works. We're right to the side for the minute and 1 second left.
Ever since that demo on Papasaur, it seemed to rattle the Lynxes enough to just cover. I mean, you see the positioning from Papasaur here too. Sets himself up very narrow. 180 at the
60 seconds left on the clock.
see if they can recover. 1 minute left and it all tied up. They are going to be charging at it. At midfield mark. Off to the side. They moving up. A bunch of that's a lot of the Lynxes clustered together, I have to say.
We're on the ball, on each other. Yes.
30 seconds left on the clock.
Trying to get a second touch. It is still in front of the net, and that is going to be another goal on the side of the Hammerheads.
Yeah, it seems there's just a breakdown in coordination. Both players go for that on the double mid hop or back up on the field. It was almost as if he was expecting that save. Just seems like the Lynxes are losing it in the final minute. Hammerheads have the light. State's going to be moving forward. Oh, and almost places another.
Oh well, ball now that's through for the Hammerheads. Switch loses control. It's going to be pitched out by Sicko, but it's not far out of the defensive territory just yet for the Hammerheads. Sicko again looking for it here, gets the midfield stripe. I think the Hammerheads are looking to play team away at this point. Ball gets grounded. The Hammerheads walk away with game 2 victory, meaning we're at the standard Esports Tower best of 3.
Well, as we move farther on in the roster, it isn't too unexpected, I should say. So Overall, though, I definitely think at the 90-second mark, we just kind of saw different Lynxes. There was, before then and after then the Lynxes were all bundled up together, making double commits. And, I can't speak to if the team's communication broke down, but it would definitely seem like, one of the things a lot of Rocket players have to remember is you always got to keep communicating throughout the whole game, and you can't let it break down even if you are in the lead.
Most definitely, and it feels like just a lot of people, as you're learning to play in the competitive environment, aren't used to having to make up for a mistake. And once a mistake happens, things start to spiral out of control sometimes. It's all about refocusing and recentering. It sometimes comes down to your IGL being able to do that, or a whole team effort needs to come forward, and you need to just focus back up and say, all right, let's fix it, let's go again, stuff like that. Hopefully that 1 minute that these teams had was enough for them to get their heads on straight as we go into the first kickoff, and it's going to be going to nobody, just dropping down this midfield stripe. So Mustard decides to grab it. Nate takes it away, sends it across. Popsaur is going to get demoed. I think that's the strategy that Hammerheads are relying on now. Popsaur off the field for a couple of seconds.
It's going to head to Popsaur. Back to get that. Popsaur, man, 50. Very, very good. Around the corner, trying to set it up, and gets blocked by State. Gains a whole bunch out to do so.
Switch sets it up to Mustard. Pinched off by Tony, goes off the back wall. Rolling towards midfield, Mustard's going to pop it forward. Sicko elevates, is accredited with the save, despite that being really far out of the net. Sometimes system, I don't understand. Psionics, what doesn't happen. Either way, State taking shots, should go off the back wall. Time back to midfield stripe. Tony steals it away. End up being a shot on goal, saved by Popsaur.
That's a shot from Sicko, puts the Hammerheads in the lead. See the replay on that again. Yeah, Popsaur is able to his 50 to stay. Sicko, oh yeah, one of the Lynxes just whiffed on the elevation there. Didn't elevate quite far enough up. Just allowed the shot to go right over him. The Hammerheads continue down their comeback.
Tony pops it up. Not sure if it was meant for themselves or not, but either way, ends up giving it to State. There's no one from State. State lines the net. That's another goal for the Sideline Hammerheads.
Momentum gets behind the Hammerheads. They keep rolling. There's the follow-up. The State didn't even need that. No one for the Lynxes on the goal. 5 seconds. Less favorable. Hammerheads on the kickoff. Shot. Sicko's waiting up the field. State's going to rotate in. Shot by Sicko. He's dropping back right in front of the goal. Looks like it's still not on the Hammerheads.
Two 50-50s. Ball gets pitched up towards midfield stripe. Popsaur is going to get demoed. State tries to steal the ball away from Switch, can't do it. Tony on the ground slows the momentum of the ball. Looks like it's going to be Sicko to go for the challenge against Switch. Instead, actually, it's going to be a double commit. State and Sicko as Mustard places in as well. Ball popped up, still in defensive third. Near midfield strike, Mustard with redirect. Sicko makes the save off the shot, now elevating, has to play it off Switch. Switch sends another shot towards the net. Tony makes the save on the left side.
State narrowly down on Mustard's mid. Stop it. Demo onto Popsaur from Tony. Still one last final shot on goal brought out by the Lynxes. State tries to carry it up the field. Sicko to follow up. Dribbles it in.
Yeah, Mustard's grounded. State's there actually inside the back of the net, so I think Mustard got pushed back a little bit, so Mustard could not elevate at the right angle to make a save, which that's an older Doc's keys to the game, which is demoing the keeper. But disruption works just as well. Ball's going to go to midfield stripe where it's in Sicko's waiting hands, who sends it to State, gets him, doesn't even need to touch it. State's like, I'll just take care of the defender, I'll let you take the credit for that goal. Now, Hammerheads a hefty lead of 4 goals with just 2 minutes on the clock.
Lynxes are at the very edge of what could be considered reasonable time to make back all these goals. Shot. Corner. Center back, Hopster goes for it, and that's the start.
All right, so Popsor doesn't get demoed at some point during a goal-scoring opportunity. Then the Lynxes are fine. Popsor is in the Shadow Realm, awaiting his soul to return. Then there's problems.
Be a case of talked about a lot already in playing those tempos.
Yes, anticipate it, but then don't always be scared. There's definitely an Esports Tower player, Neon, who definitely strikes fear in the souls of every Rocket League player after they decide to go on a demolition derby. Popsor in the air has 0 protest from anyone until it hits the ground. It's going to be centered up and shot on goal by Switch. Popsor can't get the final touch in. Now the ball to the defensive third. What's that of the Lynxes?
Take a shot, but it gets stopped by Tony. I think that's going to be it.
But, you know, if you're the Lynxes, you might just do a cool one extra goal on top of what you have. Standard kickoff in the 50 favors the Hammerheads. Shot on goal. Mustard will rotate back, play it off the back wall, so he's midfield strike. Popsor is waiting, plays it off the wall to himself, sends it to the corner. Double available.
60 seconds left on the clock.
Switch loses a lot of momentum on that wall, unfortunately, so it's going to be turned back around in favor of the Hammerhead, bringing it to the demo onto Popsor again. The ball is cleared into Hammerhead territory. Tony from midfield clears toward the side this time. Switch takes the shot off the demo. It will end up being saved. Popsor tries to duck it down. Like might have been Georgia Mustard.
Seconds.
30 seconds left on the clock.
Definitely past State. State gets good contact on it. Back past the waiting for him, and they head back. And at this point, that's enough time. Let off of the time. I think. Yeah, not time. I think I'm pretty darn sure Hammerheads will walk away. 5-1 in the game. Maybe.
Update my score sheet that I thought was going to be the FLB all score Sicko on the right now.
I mean, I suppose when there's glory on the line and possible hatchet, still good.
Okay, that's a valid point. So we have 0 time left on the clock, of course. We're going to follow
The game was
the rule
wrong.
of letting it play out. And the Hammerheads walk away with another victory, and that puts them at series point.
Now, what I find most interesting is that the coaches were saying that before this match, the Lynxes were hoping to slow down the Hammerheads as early as they could because they know that once Hammerheads get a little bit of momentum, they can run away with it. And well, that's played out over game 2 and 3.
Yeah, they have a strategy that is working out for them, and it seems like right now the Lynxes are really struggling to circumvent it and bring it back in their favor. Again, this is another 60 seconds that they get to take to try and figure things out, what went wrong, what was going right. They did put a goal on the board, and walking away with at least 1 goal is better than a goose egg, but still, there is a lot to fix on both sides. I mean, there was mistakes across the board from both teams. No one's perfect, so there's definitely an opportunity now for the Lynxes to bring this back in their favor, put themselves at series point, and force this into a game 5.
They're going to have to get 2 in a row if they want to pull that off as Hammerheads rest at match point. Will they be able to find it in this game? Probably going to be a question of how quick the first goal is scored, and that gets all the way down to the kickoff. So let's find out how this kickoff goes. Who's going to get the better of that? Huge shot.
And Mustard demos one of the defenders as well. Defenders up, and we have the defender return. Mustard sends it into the corner again. Tony on the back wall around it. Popsor read it like a Book centers it up. Switch can't to make the second follow-up shot. Whips it. Ball cleared over into the corner. Still inside Hammerhead defense third. Finally crossing midfield. Stripe shot on goal. Set inside by Switch.
Third takes it. Back on it. Headed top floor. Pump a little bit. Take it. St. Joe Hammerhead has it. They just leaning back. Long rotation. Take it. Plays it right on the mustard. Got the black. Shot back to the goal. Sicko. Right. Dribble it forward. Ball doesn't get much. Top sword. Off the wall. Plays around Tony.
What a
Play around
play!
State. Not. State made the save off the shot. Mustard from midfield. Centers it up for Switch. Switch pops it too high. The follow-up to pop. Switch might be just right. And it is. That is the first goal for the Lynxes.
Back in the lead is definitely where they want to find themselves. Single just waiting there and have a little momentum. Really around. So tries taking the pick off. Sicko. There. Stay. High up. Lob off to his throat.
Bad pass. Neighbors, Hammerhead, Sicko whips on contact in the corners. Pop it up the midfield stripe. 2-on-2. Now turns into a 2-on-1 against Sicko. For the Hammerhead. And it's kind of clear. Flips it forward. Has to get past Mustard. Mustard sends it right back to midfield. Sicko again gets a touch. State and it goes off the ceiling. Sword comes in. Sends it to the corner. Inside defensive third for Hammerhead.
Right. Field. High, it goes over State. Oh, it goes past Mustard. Had an opportunity to take a shot.
What a save!
Misses it. See if he can set up another shot here. Waiting. Trying to follow up.
What a save!
Gets a save. Officer will look out for him. If he wins at 50, he's going to set it up on the backboard. And State is right there. Switch it up.
And Sicko flicks it over Switch as well. All the defenders very straight line here to the third. Tony attempts to break that defensive wall. Can't do it. Sicko off a pitch from Switch. It's going to send it to the corner. Still inside Lynx's territory. Goes to midfield stripe. State right back into that defensive third. Maybe Sicko with possession. Switch looking to steal away. Tony looking to gain it back for their team. Switch takes the shot, thwarted and thrown away by Tony.
Saved by the keeper!
Rico.
What a play!
Stop it. Pass it.
60 seconds left on the
Set
clock.
it up for Tony. Oh, State. Bit of a coordination there. Awesome then. Utilizing the shot.
What a
Back in the
save!
realm of the Lynx.
What a play!
Owen, that's a great read by Tony to stop that quick shot.
Papa Sword comes in, plays it off the wall. State drops it down. Now to get it past Mustard, but he can't do it. Mustard sends it up for his teammate by demoing Tony. Shot on goal from Switch is good. 30 seconds left on the clock. Lynxes are leading by 2.
That's just a great demo by Mustard. Completely clears out the goal. See follow-up with Switch. 30 seconds left. Expect the kickoff here for Hammerhead. Rally.
Very long Papasaur, but it's inside the defensive third for the Hammerheads. I think that is most definitely the swing of the night, at least for this game, and both teams are going to be at series in best of 5.
And it's back to
As
the
all
barrage.
rounds, it will be. Lynx is walking away in game 4 with a 2-0 victory.
Well, the Hammerheads have to bring it back together, get back to that momentum that we knew them so well for in games 2 and 3. But the coaches have said that the Hammerheads overall as a team have really grown in their journey, and they were really saying, watch out for them. They could make a run in the lower finals. So if the coaches are giving us a heads up into that, maybe that team growth has been enough for them to pull out the win.
Well, I don't know. The Lynx has really brought things back in their favor in that last game. Yes, it was very low scoring in comparison to what we saw earlier. So the Lynxes, I don't know what the missing ingredient was, but they've managed to figure it back out, and they've tied us back up in this series. And so full best of 5 is what we always kind of want, and that's what we're getting. Question is, Hammerheads, can they get that momentum again? Are they going to be able to pull this back in their favor, or are the Lynxes just going to keep them on a leash, so to speak, and keep it a low-scoring game and just play keep away in the offensive third like they were doing for the majority of that last game?
Well, all things will be decided in this game, the final 5th game in a best of 5. Who will move on to face the Stingrays in the League Grand Finals? Let's head down to the field and see if the first kickoff can give us a clue as to who's on the upper foot. Takes it by the Lynxes. Back to Mustard. Follow-up. That's a quick shot on
Center to States goes to the challenge. There's no one there for the Lynx. Sicko with possession. Has the opportunity to take a lot of touches. Most of the defense is in front of the goal, but very close to it. State gets demoed by Papasaur. Now offense for the Hammerheads weakens in the moment. Long midfield stripe. It's going to be Tony versus Papasaur, and Papasaur played it more patiently. Let Switch come in and take
Saved by the keeper.
away by Sicko.
right into the net.
A lovely header.
Up. Dane tries to take it off.
Saved by the keeper.
Takes it on the front post. State. Shot that's a bit too high to be followed up on. Back into the territory. Fighting over it. Right. Tony has the dribble. And the last minute save by Mustard.
Sicko brings the ball to the wall. Playing over to State. Does manage to get away from a lot of pressure from the side of the Lynx. Papasaur gets it into the offensive third. Switch is going to play it into the corner. Elevate from State. Drops it to Sicko. Shot goes to the back wall. State gets into midfield stripe. Switch is going to rotate all the way to the corner. Take their time. Manage to get contact. Might even be a goal, and it is. Switch finds the first goal here for game number 5.
That might just do it. We're talking about a team like the Hammerheads want to get off on the right start and use that momentum to steamroll. Score against you. Sicko, though, trying to equalize it. State with the follow-up. I spoke too soon.
In game number 4, it was really, we had the Lynx score early goals, and then they just kept, passing back and forth, denying the few goal scoring opportunities that were created for the Hammerheads, and then they managed to get that second goal in the last 30 seconds of the round. This time, though, it was equalized instantaneously, so now they have to go for another goal and then play keep away again.
Papasaur with the follow-up. That was great. Got a pinch off the ground.
Responsible. This time it's going to be from the Lynxes to the Hammerheads. 3 minutes still left on the clock. Plenty of Rocket League left to play. The question is, who's going to find the next goal? Is it going to be the Lynxes to put themselves in the lead securely, or is it going to be the Hammerheads to find the equalizer? It looks like the Switch is wanting that third goal. Unfortunately, it's taken away. Sicko from midfield has to get it past Switch. Switch whiffs on the elevation, but the shot is too wide, and the follow-up is too late. Tony looks to set it back up. It's centered, but it's 2-on-1 against Sicko, and the odds are not in Sicko's favor. So that means it happens. It'll be a 50-50. Favor the Hammerheads again. There's no one in the net. Can Sicko get this one in fast enough?
set up without momentum have just been thrown out in the fifth game. Both these teams are here to fight.
I mean, it's just Star Wars. It's not very old question anyway.
Shot. Wait for it to come in and out of the air. Mustard shot on goal. That is a
All
huge.
right. In a lead by 1, we've crossed the halfway point by 24 seconds. This is where teams really start to look for, that the 2-goal lead and maintaining it. Some people refer to this as the back half boost, though. And a team morale, realizing they're now under the time crunch. There's no longer 5 minutes remaining. We're now down to 2. So, Hammerheads, can you respond to this goal quickly and equalize this out and give yourselves enough time for breathing room? And it looks like the answer to that question is yes. We are now tied 3 aside.
Boy, Sicko as the savior. Mustard has already committed. No follow-up after that. Few of the pieces have already moved it up the field. So that leaves it under 2 minutes. Game tied 3 apiece. Shot wide. Bounces out. Pass to State. Top four. Strikes it high into the air. Off the wall, leaves State. That's a huge
lovely header.
State shot was taken away by Papasaur. Haven't seen in the respawn quite as often these last couple games, Papasaur, so I think I know what the Hammerheads are lacking right now, and that is taking you off the field. That being said, we have Mustard Flick send it into the corner. The switch was demoed by Sicko off screen. Papasaur battling it out for possession. 2-on-1, and there it is. Papasaur is sent to the respawn screen, as is Sicko, so it's 2v2 for about 2 seconds, 1 minute remaining, both teams tied 3 aside. Well, we might see an overtime if someone doesn't find a goal, and then another one here very quickly for their team, because the equalizers are coming right after the initial goal score.
Help State make that play. He's dribbling it, and Sicko follows up, but he bounces it off to the side. I would have thought State would maybe just get it in himself.
Tony was there. There was another person there too. It was double Schmidt, but it went unpunished. And we have Tony bring it into the back third. Papasaur took a lot of touches in the air and no one contested them. The switch goes to midfield stride, steals that mega boost. Sicko steals the other in the corner. Shot on goal. It's a 2-on-2. Switch has to rush back. They are out of boost. Shot on goal from State. He squeaking it past that forward defender. Going to put the side of the Hammerheads equal to be by 1. 7 seconds remaining. You can see State decided to make the play. They cut in. They're like, I can't even do a give and go. I'm not playing for a rebound. We're just going to get it faster than you can even say. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, 5 seconds remaining off the clock. Hammerheads want to maintain this lead. Truly, they just need to ground this ball.
Final play to end it, and Hammerheads are going to win that. They were in it for the long haul. They won in games 2 and 3 and ultimately were able to get the victory in game 5. So congratulations to them. They are now going to be moving on to face off against the Stingrays in the grand finals. Well, if you want to be seen by expert college recruiters and talk directly to industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then you should join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured Rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to soar exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. Well, the Hammerheads make the lower bracket run to the grand finals. We'll face off against the Stingrays. We'll get to that grand final matchup, but first we'll take a short break and be back with more Esports Tower right after this.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Home is where you hang your hat, snuggle up, hide out. Home is when you're with the ones you love. It isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. At Idaho Central Credit Union, our home is Idaho. We grew up here, and we're proud to help more Idahoans with their home loan than any other financial institution. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe home is where you make it. Idaho Central Credit Union, looking after your daily balance.
Welcome back to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Rocket League, broadcasting from the Boise State Esports Arena. It's time for the grand finals. The Hammerheads and Stingrays are ready to face off to see who will claim our first Rumble championship of the spring season. Once again, I am your host, joined by Artemis, Rain, and Artie. We saw the Hammerheads are off and rolling now. They've won the first game. That best of one, now it went all 5 games in the best of 5, and the Stingrays have just been laying in wait, too. And I have to give my good luck to them because Stingrays are a very formidable team.
They're also the team that sent the Hammerheads down to the second chance bracket and told them, okay, we'll see you again in the finals, but good luck with that one. Oh, apologies, it was the Lynxes, and then the Hammerheads got to rekindle themselves and take down the Lynxes. Now they have to go against the Stingrays. Good luck. Stingrays are the ones who sent the Lynxes down to the lower finals. The question is, how tough of an opponent is the Stingrays versus the Lynxes in comparison to the Hammerheads?
Well, the Lynxes were the ones that sent the Hammerheads down to the lower bracket, so the Hammerheads already kind of has the feels good, victory, the revenge in the lower bracket to move themselves on to the grand finals. So we'll just have to see how this turns out. We're going to be ready to getting down to the first kickoff. Remember, this is a best of 5, just like the first one. So it could go as long as the last one, or it could just be a 3-game shutout. Excuse me, it is actually going to be a best of 3.
Okay, let me edit my scoreboard here.
Just a quick edit on the fly.
I keep notes. I have a memory of a goldfish. So I have to write everything down.
I had to say, that was fast thinking, though.
Thank you.
That erase was just on point.
I appreciate it. We go into this first best of game of the best of 3. Oh my gosh, that is a name I've not seen in a decently long amount of time. Good to see you again, Quez. For the first kickoff.
Well, there might be a reason you haven't seen him in a long time.
Are you graduated yet? Are you a senior yet? Of course, this is all just good faith and good fun because Quez has been equipped with our star basically since its inception. So, roughly assuming either freshman or sophomore summer going into his sophomore year. But responsible for the Hammerheads comes from Sicko seconds after kickoff. So, we're back to a 0-0 scoreline, basically.
Seems to make sense to me that both these teams would be matching each other shot for shot. Trying to take note. Center it. Blacklit set it up for Sicko. Quite get it.
might have been a little assistance from the defense on that goal.
It might have just, I think it was bad positioning from them. Yeah, Tony and State were coming at it from far behind. No one had rotated to come into it from the side. So at that point, it just helps the ball go. Left in game one. Essentially trying to set up for Quez. It goes flying over Quez, back to YY. He gets a shot and it's Demo. Essentially leaves it high in the air. YY is going to respawn and gets demoed again.
Oh my god, that's cool.
Okay, we'll see if YY has anything to say about that. Quez sets it up, but hits the score. Hits the front post. YY rounds over again to essentially blocked by Tony.
All three members of the Hammerhead defense round near that goal. The breakaway was slow and being read easily by the side of the Stingrays. Essentially lost a bit towards YY. And but not take a second here, look at this. Yikes. Yeah, that's tragic. We have an own goal responsible for that goal. It happens. We're now tied to a side.
Off to the side. YY puts a shot on goal and it's blocked by Tony. Quez follow up. That's a great redirect from YY. He might have gotten Demo 2 times, but when he's on the field, he's making plays.
Perhaps that's why YY was getting Demo so frequently. What?
Okay, where were the Hammerheads?
Okay, so we had one attempt to go challenge Quez. We left essentially Boss cherry picking off the back wall to make sure no defense could touch that ball regardless. And then Quez was just left with their wings intact and no one trying to throw them that first whip. Now we have a double commit kickoff from the Stingrays, which is a play from the Hammerheads book. And it works out for the Stingrays. Initial shot's going to ricochet off the top crossbar. We can save. We have Quez come back in and try to reset the play. And we got pressure on him. Sicko will elevate, get a touch on it, slows its momentum of the ball down, just enough for State to get control.
What a save!
Steals it away. State flicks it up, possibly anticipating to come in. That's going to be essentially Boss going forward to Quez. Quez then essentially Boss will whiff on the aerials and possession now. Tony with possession clear towards the side, but it's not towards mid. And that's the problem. It's going to ricochet down off the ceiling. State versus Quez ends up with Sicko. Essentially Boss can't make contact. The ball gets cleared off of him, inch to Quez.
Shot off to the side. All 3 of the Hammerheads commit on that.
Yeah, I get it. Quez is scary, but you can't let that sort of stuff happen. Just for storytelling element here, for anyone that is new or is just unaware of kind of the lore of Esports Tower, as I mentioned earlier, Quez has been with Esports Tower a very long time. And Quez has also kind of become one of the top echelon players that is extremely horrifying to end up playing against. Great to have on your team, but playing against Quez is very scary.
See another double commit from the Hammerheads.
So we understand the double commit on a single person, but you gotta have faith in your teammates too.
YY gets a bit of revenge in terms of the demos. Gets one on Sicko. Quez just carrying it. Goes high on the front post. Left. Lead by the Stingrays. Quez to essentially deflected into the goal. Kind of put it away. The Stingrays did say they were very confident heading into this series due to how they played last week. They were going to try to shut down the Hammerheads early so that they can run away with the series.
No. Okay.
60 seconds left on the clock.
3 minutes is not we've seen 4 goals in 40 seconds for Esports Towers. 3 goals definitely is not unheard of, but the Hammerheads need to get this ball out of their defensive third. Midfield, it's going to be Quez to challenge it, get possession, and play it around State. Can't get it past Sicko. Sicko sets it to the side. State tries to redirect to mid, then Sicko has to grab it and run with it. Hinged off by YY to prevent the goal from being scored. Eventually lost, elevates, Quez drops down. Tony looks to read it, but YY redirects it. That is just some give and go action. Sicko can theoretically get this goal and will. And that
Magnificent goal!
the side of the Hammerheads. 2 goals off of equalizing. It's a tough ask. It's not impossible. But the question is, how do you do it?
Hey, you gotta get a kickoff goal first thing. Otherwise, you know, if you don't get a kickoff goal right away, you know, 5 seconds. More testing, that's only 25% of your time bank is on. That 5 seconds has passed. West put it in front of the goal, and YY trying to rub salt to end it right now. Sicko with the goal. He got 7 seconds.
We haven't seen one in a really long time, but kickoff goal. It's the only thing the Hammerheads can bank on here.
Either a kickoff goal or them keeping it in mid-air. It's 0. That could be the start. State wins the kickoff. YY answers it back. Sicko hesitates, and I don't think he has the time to hesitate.
Gotta pop it up. Okay, ball's in the air. The round ends as soon as it hits the ground. West and essentially lost. Both keep it in the air, but that ricochet off the ceiling.
Going to need a tune-up
Stingrays
after
walk away
that.
with a 1-goal lead for the victory in a 5-4 series.
Well, it's technically a close game, but for the majority of the match, the Stingrays were in the driver's seat completely. And we were seeing multiple coordination issues by the Hammerheads. I mean, you know, you see double commits every now and then, but when the whole team does a triple commit and they're all bunched up in one corner, that's when you know some stuff is broken down.
Yeah, and truly I do understand that it is probably just, it's the Stingrays. You're a little bit scared, but you can't let just the name and like the connotations that come with that name really be the force that's preventing you from performing at your best. Like, if you were to step away from a game and know that you choked solely because you were afraid of the players you were going against, that is a mental problem, and that is not a skill issue, truly. And so hopefully in this minute, someone manages to rekindle the flame for the side of the Hammerheads and tell them, yo, get your heads in the game, figure this out, stop playing scared, and stop making what we would consider for Esports Tower very, very rudimentary, like, core mechanical mistakes, such as triple committing on a person or a shot on goal. Get your skeleton back, get your rotations down, and figure it out.
And I do believe we also saw a time when State was just dribbling the ball toward the goal. He kind of had it himself, and then one of his teammates just comes in, you know, maybe trying to pinch it off of him to make the shot faster. But either way, it pushed the ball clear off to the side. And if you're just thinking you had that one goal, we could be looking at a very different game. So it definitely is, as you said earlier, having faith in your teammates. Sometimes when you come in to try to make a play better, you can inadvertently mess it up. Let's head down to the field and get off to the next kickoff. And this is going to go. Let's see if he has a shot here. It's going to be going to Quez next. Tony is able to steal it away. Right by holding out in midfield. Cycle race. With a back pass. He quite ready for it, however. That gets up a lot of territory.
I don't know what the Stingrays were cooking, but someone needs to get them out of the kitchen right now. That was a huge open goal opportunity created for the Hammerheads off of the mistakes from the Stingrays. As we have State going for another shot. Was gonna save it, bring it to midfield strike, pop it up over Tony. Gonna be pinched against the crossbar and saved. Another shot from YY gets saved as well. Essentially, Boz looking to challenge State. He's going to ricochet out the ceiling, go to Quez, who has no pressure on him. Tony looking for an opportunity to clear.
YY a shot up and a pop from Sicko. He's going to keep that shot on goal from going through. Essentially tries for a follow-up. Trying to make this shot. State is there, has the back up to Sicko. Close there. Try again. That is the question. Play. West. Pass it back. Lay it off into the ground.
either. YY is going to pop it up, races the back wall. West pressure from the upper shot, can't find it. Saved by Sicko. West pressure from essentially Boss to give up possession. Tony challenges Quez. 50 goes in favor of the Hammerheads, dives down in the corner, still in their defensive third. YY takes a touch, looks to center to someone, doesn't have anybody because their teammate was directly underneath them. The clear goes to Quez, who had already rotated back, plays it over Tony. He's going to lose possession in mid-flight. State has the opportunity to bring it forward. Sent to the side by YY, shot on goal after Sicko read the attempt to clear, but that shot is saved. We have a double demo, Quez and Sicko, both sent to respawn.
YY moving with a shot and gets the first goal of the game. Might have been a reason for so many demos focused on him, and you also see there all the Hammerheads were bunched up in front of their own goal. A few of them were waiting, and their positioning wasn't too bad, but they were also just kind of stuck there, had no forward momentum to work with.
1 goal differential with 2 minutes on the clock. There's plenty of opportunities here for the Hammerheads to find one and then another as State looks to find that first one. That is goal number 1 for the Hammerheads. We are equalized, one aside, plenty of Rocket League left to play.
Up there, placed in the upper left corner, brings this game into much more competitive territory. Off to the side, and YY. Shot on.
Okay, we have a pinch. YY redirects towards the net. Sicko can't get a tire on it. Oh, that's just unfortunate.
Minutes, 2 seconds left. Double commit on the kickoff from the Hammerheads. Quez setting it up, and Sicko, he's not there again, and Quez gets another goal. You look in pain, Artie.
Sicko was just so close to making contact for that save, or even just making contact with Quez to disrupt that. I think Sicko was just a little bit too far back initially, position-wise, and so the angle just wasn't in Sicko's favor.
Tap. YY. On the State. YY. Shot on, and Quez opening up the lead even more.
Still have 91 seconds remaining. This is definitely not the end just yet. 3 goals is doable. I really think the Hammerheads just need to find their confidence again.
Headed for the Century Boss. Also, we might have had a DC or something there, where sometimes...
That's tragic. Yeah, I think possibly either lag or a DC.
Shot. He's going to head back to Quez. Plays it off the wall, moves up. He gets a touch on it. YY back to center. And one to essentially toss.
Again, taking too long to capitalize on that demo. All in midfield to do YY to elevate. Right off the ceiling. Tony actually took it away. State now in possession, has to get it past Quez. It's pinched, 50-50 goes in favor of Tony for the Hammerheads in the corner. YY's gonna be the one to chase after it. Tony took a wide swing. He was slow getting to that challenge. Sicko has to elevate the challenge Quez. Going to manage to knock Quez away to allow State to come in. It goes out for the takeaway. Sicko plays it off the wall. Opportunity to center to someone else. The rest is rotated back. Essentially, Boss tried to clear it, but he doesn't get cleared. 30 seconds remaining. Can the Hammerheads at least find another goal?
Yeah, I wouldn't say they probably have time to get 4 goals. Now sub 10 seconds per goal for the most professional team. That would be asking the world of them. And now there's just 15 seconds left. Stingrays look like they are going to claim this in the best of 3 grand finals, the round of Esports. Rocket League champions of the spring semester. One final goal by essentially Boss. It is all but guaranteed. So now just 4 more kind of seconds of formality to play out. Timer will start once someone gets contact with the ball, and then end once the ball hits the ground. One final goal to make it a Brazil on top of that. And that just about is it.
By the way, since Boss, is that taxable to combo?
Probably
Going to need a tune-up after
I
that.
wouldn't put it past any of these players whatsoever.
I
I mean, he's been making enough plays, he probably deserves it.
He, she, me, Wombo, Wombology, study of Wombo.
It's 4th grade. Well, March's Gauntlet Games LAN is hosted at Akron University. This free event offers players a chance to compete in both Rocket League and Fortnite in the state-of-the-art Akron Esports Arena. Score university swag and other fantastic prizes. Sign up at esportstower.com/gauntletgamesakron. Well, it's now the time that we get to nominate a player of the game. And, I mean, we were just talking about one of them, essentially Boss. You could also throw Quez in there as well. But Quez has been with Esports Tower so long, he's already got plenty player of the game, so.
Okay, hear me out. Monday, I made a mistake. And that mistake was, focusing on the last match that occurred. I need to look at this from the perspective of a production person. Who do I have the most footage on? So I'm going to hedge my bet a little bit more this time. And something we've seen quite a bit today was Sicko, and that's going to be my bet for player of the game.
Okay, I'm going to say, under that same logic, since we were with the Hammerheads so long, I'm going to say State.
There we go.
So
All right.
we're spreading things out. We're going for the safe bets here. Now, we'll probably be wrong.
Yeah. I didn't hear cackling this time come from the prod booth, though, so.
That's one way you can tell if you're wrong. Now we hear the cackling.
I give up. I'm just wrong. I'm just always going to be wrong. I need to preface all of my predictions for player of the match with this is going to be wrong no matter what. And then I'll give it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man. All right. Nicely done, Mustard Flick.
Mustard is tonight's player of the game, brought to you by Esports Tower. If you want to hone your skills and prove you have what it takes to play at the next level, then head over to esportstower.com and sign in to be a part of the action. Mustard, not Sicko, not State, but Mustard is your Esports Tower player of the game. And, I mean, it did go best of 5, and the Lynxes were competitive in a lot of games, so I can see Mustard being the pick, definitely. Do you have any final thoughts, Artie?
We're really bad at predicting player of the game. Midfield control is important. Having faith in your teammates is also very important. And additionally, just play to your strengths and do not let your own mentality get shaken just because of your opponent, because you should be a confident player regardless of who you're going up against. Do not let your mentals be the reason you lost a game. Let it be a skill issue, the reason why you lost a game. And truthfully, I feel like our grand finals would have been a much closer game had the team for the Hammerheads just had more faith in one another as a team and had worked together more as a team, as opposed to kind of just crumbling under what seemed like to us from the caster perspective under the pressure of going against the Stingrays again. So with that being said, Hammerheads, get your mental focus up, and I expect to see you coming back next week and doing better.
Congratulations to all of our teams for a fantastic start to the Spring Rumble season. Stingrays claim the first crown of the spring season. You're going to want to join us next Wednesday to find out who claims the next. We'll leave you with the top 5 plays of the game, brought to you by Esports Tower. Want to improve your game skills and take them to the next level? Then you can sign up, and they're now available for the Esports Tower League, and you can join our free starter club for Rocket League to start improving your skills immediately. Head over to esportstower.com. That'll do it for us this week. Hope you have a great weekend, and we'll leave you with the top 5 plays of the game.
Shot on goal to 2-on-2. Switch has to rush back. They are out of blue. Shot on goal from State. Just squeaking it past that forward defender. Going to put the side of the Hammerheads by 1. 7 seconds remaining in Cake decided to make the play. They cut in. They're like, I can't even do a give and go. Pass Mustard. Like, he can't do it. Mustard set this up for his teammate by demoing Tony. Shot on goal. Switch is good. 30 seconds left on the clock. Lynxes are leading by 2.
Great demo by Mustard. Completely clears out the goal. See follow-up. Sicko, though, trying to equalize it. State with the follow-up. I spoke too soon.
In game number 4, it was really, we had the Lynxes score early goals, and then they just kept, passing back and forth to 9, which runs it through 1. State cuts back in, 7 to 6, up to get it around top score, and it works. We're right to the side with the beginning and 1 second left.
Ever since that demo on top sword seemed to rattle the Lynxes enough to make them cover. I mean, you see the positioning from top sword here too. Since it's so tough.
I get it wasn't scary, but you can't let that sort of stuff happen. Just for story here, for anyone that is new or is just unaware of kind of the lore of Esports Tower, as